The best way to get real estate leads so fast it feels illegal is to use a blue ocean strategy that plays to a trend. Right now, one of the best strategies for this is creating short form property tour videos, because a lot of these social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok are pushing this format right now. The thing is, a lot of realtors have not caught on this just yet. So let's hop straight to it. So phase one is organic, and this strategy enables you to capitalize on the current trend of social media platforms prioritizing this short form content. What it means to you is that you're massively able to extend your reach. If right now, let's say you're reaching 1,000 people on social media, well, with this strategy, you can reach 10 times or more than that. You can reach 10,000, 20,000, maybe even 100,000. Some of our clients have reached millions of people using this strategy. So these platforms are pushing this style of content right now. And additionally, there's very little competitors because very few realtors have actually caught up to this. So what that means for you is that you'll have a lot less competition compared to many other social media strategies, social media tactics that other real estate agents are already using. Now, step number one to doing this strategy is going to be filming. So obviously when we film a short form property tour, the first thing we need to do is to get access to a property you can film. You can have your own listings, brokerage team listings. You can also use other agents' listings. So if you are using your own listings, you can go ahead and skip over to the step number two. But if you're recording other people's listings, you first need to get permission to record at the property. Now, the key thing to realize here is that other real estate agents are more than happy to give you access to record at their property. The reason why is because obviously these people, they want to have free marketing from their standpoint, right? Everybody wants to have more attraction than less attraction going to their properties. So if you're a little bit anxious about asking for this permission, trust me, it's a win-win-win situation for everybody involved. Now, having said that, all you need to do to get access to record at the property is just to send them this quick email. And over here, you can see the email template. You can just copy paste this and include your own information. For this template, you can just go ahead and comment real estate leads under this video, and we will send you this full SOP for free from our team. Now, after this, you're gonna have step number two. So you wanna create a filming schedule around your videos. So schedule out time to film 3 property tours per week. Schedule out the exact time for which we're gonna be recording them, especially once you get the permission. Obviously, you need to schedule at the time. And additionally, make sure you're staying organized with this. So every single week, ideally you would do these at the same exact time, and that way you can organize your filmings over and over again as you go about creating these videos. Step 3 is filming the property tours. So for equipment, you can use your iPhone 13 Pro or newer. Now, if you have an older phone than this, we just recommend upgrading it to the newest version of iPhone specifically. Now, having said that, many people ask me, okay, do I need to have a photographer? Do I need to have a professional filming crew? Do I need to have something very, very fancy to record this video? And what we have found personally is that we don't need to have any of those things to be successful on social media. And in fact, more often than not, that actually causes your video to have a lower performance. Now, there are some cases where that does make sense to have that professional filming crew. Obviously, let's say you are recording a long, big video, let's say for a $50 million property, right? Well, maybe at that point you can consider it, right? Or however, if you want to have more fancier stuff like DSLR or any of these things, you can have it if you want it, but you certainly don't need it. So if you're just starting out, just go ahead and just film with your iPhone. You're more than at a good place to do these videos. Now, the length of these videos is anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. So the key thing to realize is that when you're actually editing these videos, the video material you want to have accessible would be anywhere from 5 minutes to at least 10 minutes. Because the thing is, once you're editing this material, right, you want to cut it to a very short, straightforward pieces, and that way then and there, there's 30 to 60 seconds that you're actually going to have in the final product. They're going to be very, very to the point and valuable as much as you can. So the length of these videos will be 30 to 60 seconds, but then the actual length of the video material you want to have when you're actually recording will be anywhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes and even longer. The more material you have, the better, because then you just edit out to it to be a great package. Now, from here on out, you're gonna have the structure of the actual video. So when you're actually then filming the property tour, right, you're gonna have different things you want to be recording. You don't want to just go ahead to the property and start randomly recording different things, but you want to have structure in the actual process. So first things first, you're going to start off with your hook. So when you're recording a video, you first want to record the first part of the video, which will be usually the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video. So that's what you want to record first. Essentially what that's going to be is you may be in front of the property and you may say something like, hey, check out this 2-bedroom house here in Austin, Texas, or whatever the case may be. Record that first. Now after that, you're going to be showing the properties. So what that means for you in practical terms is you just go to the property and record different parts of it. You record the pool, you record the living room, you record the bathrooms, you record bedrooms, all these different places. You just want to record them. Now after that, you're going to have the final part of the video, which will be your call to action. Now as far as your call to action, a lot of times people ask me, well, should I direct them to my IDX? Should I direct them to my CRM? Should I direct them to my website, or whatever the case may be, right? People try to do a lot of very complicated things when it comes down to their call to action, or they just go the other way where they just say, hey, call me right now if you want to sell your house, right? The best strategies we have found personally to convert these people is to actually use this following exact strategies. So as you're creating your first property tours, just use this strategy over and over again and just say, DM me keyword for more information. Now the keyword, it doesn't mean just to say keyword, right? You want to customize that keyword for your video. So if you have a video about Austin, right? Well, DM me Austin for more information. Or if you have a property tour in, say, Boca Raton, right? Well, DM me Boca Raton for more information, right? So have that keyword uniquely created for each video, right? And then people will DM that keyword to your inbox in order to get access to that information about the property. We'll go over this a little bit later on in more depth as well. So when you're recording a video, there's many different formats, there's many different styles, there's many different things you could do. However, for your formatting of the video, we just recommend modeling after success. So go ahead and research the most successful property tour videos online and just pick a format that you like after watching some of these videos and can see yourself replicating as well. And best platform to do this research is really on TikTok, because on TikTok you have an algorithm that basically is purely raw watch time averages and engagement ratios. And what I mean by that is that TikTok doesn't care about your following, doesn't care about any of this stuff, right? They just care about the video. So TikTok, right, they just show the best videos as long as they can, as much as they can, and they also look at the engagement. Well, what videos actually did the best as far as comments, as far as likes, as far as actually watching the video, right? So if you use TikTok, you can actually see the best absolute videos that are in terms of this property tour niche. So that's the one we recommend doing. Now, if you don't want to use TikTok, you can also use Instagram as well to do this. So let me show you a quick example of how to do this. So you go ahead, example, let's say we take TikTok. Again, if you don't want to use TikTok, just use Instagram. And now on TikTok, we're going to go ahead here to the search. And over here, we can type property tour Austin or property tour XYZ, right? Whatever area you want to see property tours from. And over here, we can see that there's many different formats. So you can see there's a format here where we have the realtor here in the video, right? Starting to walk from here and somebody else records the realtor. And then we have the actual video. Over here, we have sort of like this style of video, right? Where we just have the property and we just go over the property, and maybe we can have a voiceover or something like that where we explain the property in the video. Also here we have another type of video. Here we have another type of video, another type of video. Here we have music. Here we have an interview format, right? Here we have kind of like more entertaining format. And we have all these different formats, right? So after you're watching these videos, you can just see the styles a little bit. Here we can see kind of like a selfie style. Again, here we have the other person recording, as we covered earlier. We can have a voiceover video, right? All these different styles. So as you're looking at these styles, just ask yourself, okay, what do I see myself doing the most? What is the format I see myself resonating the most, right? And preferably based on our research, the best format is one where you can also have a little bit of yourself visible, because that's going to allow people to really build that buy-in in terms of you being the real estate agent as well. And additionally, you're able to build your personal brand as well as these videos get spread out over online, right? So people really develop that brand familiarity, brand awareness, as well as they're watching your property tours. So as you're doing this, right, look up some of these videos, check out some of these things, and you can change up the word here. So example, property tour Austin, right? Maybe next we go property tour New York, and we can see these different styles of people having different types of videos. Again, here I kind of have like a voiceover video. Here we have this style of video, this style of video, right? There's many different types of video styles. So as you're doing this research, right, you can also pay attention to some of these engagement levels. So there's many videos that are extremely viral. Here we have 4 million views, right? Some of these have less. This has 300 views, but here we can change it around the wording a little bit. Let's say we take property tour Harrisonburg, right? We go to Virginia, right? Well, now we can see only a few videos, right? But this video has 71,000 views, right? Well, this is in Texas, right? But we can have a good idea about big markets, small markets, right? And then you want to pay attention to the engagement level as well. Here's quite an interesting video. This is not super expensive property, only $1,000 a month in Texas, right? But we can get a good idea about, okay, why this video got viral, right? It's only $1,000, but the property is amazing, right? So there's many different ways. So try to look at the engagement, try to look at the formatting, right? And just consume the content so you'll get a good idea about what it should look like. That way, then and there, you kind of know already what you should be doing with your videos as well. Now, when you're doing these videos, for this particular strategy, don't show or mention the pricing of the property. The reason why, right, is because a lot of the times the pricing is the most powerful hook you can use to get people to reach out to you, right? As an example here, we can see that in this video, we use the price to get the attention of the viewer to watch the video, right? Now, if you're doing a regular property tour about a regular property, the pricing is actually the best hook to get people to reach out to you. So if you have an interesting property, but people don't know the price, one of the best strategies is to get them to DM you to get the information off the pricing, right? This doesn't apply, however, to every single property tour you're doing, because, for example, let's say here, right, for this property tour, we had the pricing as the hook for the video. So if you have a property that's very interesting in price, you can also use that price to get attention to the video, right? However, for many of these property tours, it's better to hide the price, so to say, and get people to ask for the price, and then that way right there you can create that conversion point to get people to reach out to you. Now let's go to the step number 2. So now you have your raw materials, now you're ready to have your video edited, and you can use an editor that you like to edit the property tour. Alternatively, you can also outsource the editing. So this is very simple editing. It's quite easy to find an editor to edit your property tour. And this is more for situations where you're already having a real estate business that's relatively successful. So you have a consistent flow of deals, consistent flow of business coming in, right? And you have some extra income, you just want to save some time, right? That's when I recommend outsourcing your editing. However, if you have anything less than $500 a month to use for your editing, it's just a much better idea to learn editing yourself and edit your videos yourself, because then nobody will cap how many videos you can create, what kind of videos you can create, right? And nobody will tell you, okay, what you can and can't do with your editing or any of these things, right? So it's a lot better idea usually to learn editing yourself if you have the time. But again, if you don't have the time, just outsource the editing, but don't get into the trap where you're outsourcing it, but you don't have the actual money, you don't have actual deal flow, right, to outsource something properly. So some of the best tools we have found to edit your videos are number 1, CapCut, or if you don't want to use CapCut or you can't use CapCut, the other way to do it is Instagram Edits. Instagram Edits, essentially, it's Instagram's version of CapCut. It's basically the clone of the app. Second app is Premiere Pro. So if you want to have more advanced editing, that would be the app to leverage. However, CapCut or Instagram Edits for 90-95% of realtors are usually the best. Now, after this, you're gonna go ahead and start with the posting process of your video. So post caption is the first thing you wanna create before posting your video. And it's gonna be something very simple. You just say, message me keyword for more info. Now, if it's not your listing, obviously you also wanna include the marketed by your name. And then after that, listing courtesy of listing agent name. That way, then and there, you can give the credit to the owner of the listing, right? And then they can also receive some of those buyer leads in case somebody wants to contact the realtor directly. Now, cross-platform posting, so you want to post on all of these platforms, not just one of these platforms. This is the biggest mistake I typically see a real estate agent making with their videos. So they only post it on, let's say, TikTok, or they only post it on, let's say, Instagram Reels, right? But when you consider it, there's absolutely no point in doing that. Why would you only post on one platform, right? Where you can have 5, 6 platforms. You can just get 6 times more views if you post on all of these platforms. And the thing is, there's many people, right, that are only using Instagram. Some people are not using TikTok. Some people are not using this or that platform, right? So you can reach the right type of people on all of these platforms. And the video itself, it's the same video for all of these platforms, right? So you don't need to recreate the video or anything like that. So when you post on Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, LinkedIn, post on TikTok, post on YouTube Shorts, and you can already see the impact. Like let's say you get 10,000 views on average per one of your property tours. If you posted on 5 of these platforms, well, that's 50,000 views that you just generated for free using the short form video strategy. If your video goes viral, right, let's say you have a video that has 100,000 views, right, that's about 500,000 views. And you have 1 million views, well, that's 5 million views, right? So there's a lot of power, and a lot of times, like, you have video go viral on one platform, where on another platform it may not go viral, right? So you have also opportunity to get viral trends going on here as well. Okay, so as you're posting this video, right, what's going to happen is you have a lot of people messaging you on this platform. And then as these people are messaging you on this platform, what you want to be doing is then converting these people into phone calls, into listing appointments, into buyer consultations. So essentially, as you're getting these people coming in, right, you're booking consultations, you're booking appointments, right, and then from there on out, you're able to keep posting organically and keep scaling that organic brand. Now, however, one of the key things to realize is that we can actually speed up that process and run this process in an even more effective and even more scalable way. And the way that is done is through paid advertising. So let's go ahead and hop right into the phase number 2, which is going to be your paid ads. So as you're posting your videos organically, you can look at your past videos and see which of your recent videos are getting the highest amount of views. And you can look out for outliers that have orders of magnitude of better performance. You will notice that some of your videos may get up to 2 million views, they may get up to 3 million views, and then you can use these ad creatives that are extremely successful to generate leads with your Instagram ads. And here's the thing, here's a great secret about this, is that most real estate agents, when they try paid advertising, they just try to create an ad, first time ever for paid advertising, right? And then they run that ad that they don't know which works. They don't, if it ever got lead, right? They just put the ad to paid ads and start running the paid ad, right? What you will be doing is that you have already tested your videos organically, and you know that based on all of these videos you have created, this is the best video. So we take that best video of yours, and then now we start to run paid advertising to that video, and you'll be able to significantly increase your odds of success with your paid advertisements. So meaning your cost per lead will be low, all these things will be running smoothly, a lot better than most real estate agents. So let's go over this campaign and setup. And I see a lot of times people get very confused about the ad manager or how to actually set up the paid ads. They think it's some sort of wizardry to set up the paid ads, but this is very simple. If you have the steps, if you have the system, you'll be able to do it very, very easily. One of the things I want to mention is that if you have ever boosted your videos on these meta platforms, boosted on Facebook or boosted something on Instagram, this is not what this is about. So if you have ever boosted something on these platforms, that is something we don't ever want to be doing. Reason why is because those videos, they just go randomly to a random audience, random people. There's really no purpose behind that. So that is basically waste of money. Don't do boosting for this strategy, but go ahead to your ad manager and set up that properly, targeted properly, right? And run this properly. So let's go ahead exactly how to do this as far as your campaign setup. Again, just follow these steps step by step. Follow this video, you'll be able to set up your videos and you'll be able to run your videos very, very easily. So first things first, we go to adsmanager.facebook.com. Again, if you have this SOP, you can literally just click on this link and go there. If you want this SOP, comment real estate leads under this video. We can send that for free. Our team will reach out to you. However, let's go to the next step. So you're gonna have a view like this when you go to that link. And then over here in the ad manager, go to your business settings. If you have not run ads before, make sure your Instagram account is connected. So you can just connect it, it's a 2-click thing to do. Now, obviously, assuming you have connected your Instagram account at this point, go ahead and then create a new campaign. So to create a new campaign, if you haven't done this before, go ahead to this little plus sign over here and press create. And then over here, buying type, auction, and then over here, we just follow the checklist. So we go ahead and optimize for leads. So we go ahead to Ad Manager, right? Press leads, and it's gonna ask you if you want to have tailored campaign or if you wanna have manual leads campaign. Press manual leads campaign. That way there, we'll have more options to do. So categories, select a housing category. Again, same thing here on checklist, special housing category turned on. So you should have a view like this where you have categories, housing. Now from here on out, ad level settings. So we have finished up this section right here. We can go ahead and press next. And you will see a view like this. So you see ad set name and so on and so forth. And this is what this means. So ad set level, right? We have a campaign level, and now we are on the ad set level. So on the ad set level, we have optimized for Instagram DMs.
Okay, so for conversion goals, set up Instagram. Then daily budget, $20. Okay, now we are at the audience section. Over here, you can go ahead and select your target market. Let's say you do Austin. Well, type Austin. And here you can also drop in if you want to have some other place other than the one that it selected. It's about 50-mile radius that it targets your ads to. And then here we get into the detailed targeting sections. And then here you just want to plug and play these interests from the documents. Now, you can over here on the right see also the audience size. So as an example, if you're in a small market, you can then have a little wider targeting. So what it does essentially is that it makes the audience a little bit more targeted. So meaning smaller compared from your local area, from those people specifically that you want to attract. So if you're in a small market, just make a small audience, just make less targeting options. If you're in large markets, you can make your audience a little bit more specific. Now we get into the placements. So for placements, go over here and then press manual placements. And for placements themselves, select Instagram placements and Instagram feed specifically. So turn off all the other options except the ones that you see right here on the screen. So you want to have your Instagram stories, Instagram reels, Instagram profile reels, Instagram feed, Instagram profile feed. And these are the only options to have here. Do not have anything else on these selections. Now let's press next. Over here, make sure your Facebook page and Instagram account is selected. Then format, multi-advertiser ads, make sure this is turned off. Add creative, set up your video ad. Then here go to media. And then here add your text. So here set up your primary text. So message me keyword for more info. Then press next. Here select your video. If you don't have it there, you can upload it. And here press next. Here press all optimization turn off. Done. Then we just go ahead and then select your message templates. So create a chat, go to welcome message, add in your welcome message for your chat. For all these messages, you can just plug and play them directly for this from this document. Just select the welcome message, copy it, put it here to the welcome message section. Go to the next section for the questions. Same thing over here. We'll just remove the other question and include only ours that we need. And then here we just add in our first custom question. If you want to get the details of the property, type keyword below. Then we'll leave the city, everything else except what we need. And then we add in our completion message. Awesome. This is robot, your name, and then we will message you shortly. And then just press save. Got it. And then we go ahead and press publish.
Yeah. So this will dramatically amplify the number of leads that you get. You can get a lot of people reaching out to you to your inbox. And then from there on out, you start having those conversations, booking appointments, and then doing the business. Now, having said this, to receive this full SOP with the both organic and the paid stuff, just comment real estate leads under this video and we'll send this to you for free, from the filming all the way back to the actual editing, to the posting, and also the paid advertisements. So over here, just comment real estate leads under this video. We'll send that over for free, and I'll see you in the next one.